Hello, I am Dr. Raksha Sharma, consultant gynecologist, endoscopic surgeon and infertility specialist, director of CFH Clinics, Kota, Rajasthan. Today I am here to discuss with you the most vital informations on the most ununderstood topic, that is polycystic ovarian disease or polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yes, we call it PCOS or syndrome when it comprises most of the symptoms altogether. It is creating much of the havoc among reproductive age females and adolescents. What it is exactly? Come on, join me, listen and I'll tell you. Usually, PCOD is a hormonal disturbances which presents in reproductive age females and it presents with menstrual irregularities. Menstrual irregularities can be in the form of amenorrhea, that is delayed cycles or missed period, or you are having less than 8 cycles in a year. Or you can present with heavy menstrual bleeding, that is when you don't get period for 2-3 months and then endometrium becomes thick, and when you achieve menses you used to bleed a lot. So in both ways polycystic ovarian disease patients can present. What other things you can present with is increase in the male hormones, that is testosterone or androgens, which can lead to increase in the acne, oily skin, appearance of male pattern hair growth over lips, chin or chest. There can be frontal baldness or excessive hair loss. Then females can present with infertility or subfertility. Why is it so? Because in this there are hormonal issues which leads to changes in the process of ovulation, and as all the hormones disturbs it, proper ovulation cannot take place. In sonography we used to see a pearl of necklace appearance, which is because of multiple follicles developing at the end of the ovary. These are multiple small eggs which are developing, but none is mature enough to ovulate timely, and since none of the follicle ovulate, there is delay in the fertility or difficulty in conception. Then polycystic ovarian disease patients can present with obesity, thyroid issues and other hormonal disturbances. There can be insulin resistance. Yes, insulin resistance and PCOD both are interlinked, as it's PCOD. If you are having obesity, then your insulin hormone doesn't work properly, and what happens, there occurs accumulation of more and more of insulin hormone in response to more and more sugar. But this insulin hormone is not able to digest the sugars properly, and there occurs excess of insulin hormone, which is known as insulin resistance, which leads to excess of male hormone generation in the ovary. Usually female ovary secretes both male hormones and female hormones, and since PCOD is a hormonal disturbances, there occur secretion of more male hormones like testosterone, there is increase in LH, there is decrease in SHBG, and many other hormonal profile is disturbed, which leads to disturbed ovulation. Now, how we will diagnose it? Usually, we diagnose it on the basis of 3 characteristics. First is delayed cycles, second is male pattern hormonal disturbances, or third is sonography appearance of polycystic ovarian disease. If any 2 features are there among these 3, then we can say that patient is having polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, to diagnose it, we can advise patient, first thing is sonography. Then among blood tests, generally we used to advise serum LH and FSH. These are the hormones which are secreted from higher centers like hypothalamus pituitary, which acts on the ovary, and from ovary estrogen hormones releases which acts on the uterus. So if this now how we will diagnose PCOD? Yes, of course, first by sonography. When we see pearl of necklace appearance in the sonographic picture of the ovary, there is multiple small cysts arranged in the periphery of the ovary. there is increase in the echogenicity of the stroma, there are size of the ovaries which becomes large, there is bulky ovaries. Among blood tests, we used to test for serum LH and FSH on day 2 of menses, then some other blood tests which are done fasting, like fasting blood glucose, fasting insulin, glucose tolerance test, and fasting lipid profile. If patient is having excessive hair growth, then we can go for male hormones like testosterone, DHEA, SHBG, although all these hormones are mostly not required. We usually go for the test according to the profile and the complaints and the need of the patients. Now, what is the exact cause behind PCOD? Actually, it's a lifestyle disorder. There is a hormonal disturbances because of the derangements in the lifestyle of day-to-day girls and females. What happens? They used to eat unnecessarily fast food diets. They used to sleep late at night, then wake up late in the morning, late night television watching or late night studying, no exercises, no pranayam, no meditation, and a lot of stress in the life. This all leads to disruption in the biological rhythm of the body and thereby leads to increase in the hormonal disturbances and thereby polycystic changes in the ovary. Another thing is genetic causes. If your sister or mother is having polycystic ovarian disease or syndrome, then it is more chances that you are also going to have those things. Now coming to the treatment part, you will be surprised to know that only 5 to 10% reduction in the weight will lead to improvement in the hormone profile by 70 to 80%. How much it is? So what you need to do is you have to work on the weight loss reduction. You have to improve your lifestyle habits. You need to change yourself. There is 80% role of diet and 20% role of exercise. Yes, diet is most important and it is not very tough to lose weight when you know the proper science behind losing weight. What exactly you need is you need to take high proteins. Amount of protein should be in grams equal to your weight in kg. Like if you are 60 kg, then you need 60 gram per day protein. Okay, so first take care of your protein intake and increase it. Reduce the carbohydrate intake. How much? What carbohydrates? Like wheat, maida, pizza, burger, fast foods, oils, fried things. Okay, cut down your fats and carbohydrate and increase your protein intake. Also increase natural fruits and vegetables intake and foods rich in omega-3 acids like flax seeds, chia seeds, basil seeds, alsi, we call it flax seeds, or you can take fish or omega-3 supplements. So just take care of your diet properly. Among exercise, what you need to do is at least 30 to 40 minutes per day and 5 days a week you must exercise regularly. Exercise should include both strength training and cardio, better on alternate days. Okay. Then we treat according to the symptoms. What symptoms? If patient is keen for conception, then we will treat it different way. We will give medicines for ovulation induction along with the medicines for improving the insulin sensitivity. For those adolescent girls who are having menstrual irregularities, we usually choose oral contraceptive pills, hormonal pills to regularize their menses, which usually take 3 to 6 months. If patient is unable to tolerate those tablets, then newer drugs like myoinositols can be given. If insulin resistance is the main concern, then we usually give metformin tablets. If patient is having excessive hair growth over the chin or face, then few drugs like aldactone and spironolactone can be given, but we usually avoid them. We prefer eflornithine cream, which is 100% safe, or patient can go for cosmetic procedures or laser treatments. If after listening all this, hope you understood what's polycystic ovarian disease or what is polycystic ovarian syndrome. If still you are having any query, then just feel free to message me on my website drraksha.com. Thank you and have a good day.